The one true God is being worshipped identically as if he is the same as the pagan three gods from Babylon and Egypt. We see the Trinity is fully practiced in most churches today. The identical same pagan gods from Babylon and Egypt is the same faith and the foundation of most Christians today. Notice the triple three deity was in many countries is identical with the Trinity, which most Christians worship today. It seems clear how Christianity, having emerged from Judaism, which was a monotheistic religion, has now returned back to worship of false gods, and is now a pagan religion that follows the pagan gods from Babylon and Egypt, and other pagans. And if one does not follow or believe in the Trinity that God condemns and forbids, they are themselves condemned and classed as heretics. One of history's greatest scientists, Sir Isaac Newton, described in his own day as a natural philosopher, who is widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists of all time, and as a key figure in the scientific revolution, believed the Roman Catholic Church was misguided in its interpretation of Christianity and had returned to idolatry. Newton felt that belief in the Trinity was a flagrant violation of the first of the 10 Commandments. Notice in the Catholic Trinity diagram, 3 gods. What we clearly see with the Trinity faith is how they prove with their own hands how they do not follow true Christianity, which emerged from Judaism, which is a monotheistic religion, where God and his Son, and the disciples, always declared God as one person, and God alone.
And eternal life means to know you, the only true God, and to know Jesus Christ whom you sent.
But instead Trinitarians follow a false man-made religion that teaches the Trinitarian concept of a tritheism, 3 gods, which is called a tritheism or a polytheism cult. A tritheism cult is precisely what we see in the images, and is the belief in or worship of more than one God. And notice what the Catholic Trinity diagram prove, and draw with their own hands. We do not need glasses to see there is a tritheism, 3 gods, side by side, and yet Trinitarians aggressively and continually deny what they themselves prove with their own hands, and say there is one God, but display what they believe by teaching in their own Catholic Trinity diagram that even children can see there are 3 gods side by side, which contradicts the whole Bible and goes directly against what Jesus declared, that his Father is the only one true God alone. John 17:3, Mark 12:29. If the one true God said, "You shall not go after other gods, the gods of the peoples who are around you, for the Lord your God in your midst is a jealous God, lest the anger of the Lord your God be kindled against you, and he destroy you from off the face of the earth." Deuteronomy 6:13-15. What then will the one true God do with Trinitarians who will worship that Catholic Trinity 3 gods as if they are following the one true God, and yet is identical to the pagan Trinity gods? The answer is given by God's own Son, Jesus himself in Matthew 7.
Enter through the narrow gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes, or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit you will recognize them. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers.
Could this be why Jesus said, many are called, but few are chosen, and that few would be saved? And he will say to many, I do not know you. It seems like Jesus will repeat the same words back to people who do not know him or his Father. It is of no surprise why God and his Son made knowing, believing, and understanding God is one person, and God alone, the first and greatest commandment in Mark 12:29, in hope that true Christianity would destroy paganism, instead of Christianity making paganism the greatest Christian deception in history. I have sent to you all my servants the prophets, sending them persistently, saying, turn now every one of you from his evil way, and amend your deeds, and do not go after other gods to serve them. And then you shall dwell in the land that I gave to you and your fathers, but you did not incline your ear or listen to me. Jeremiah 35:15.